Good evening, everyone. My name is XFox1, and welcome back to some more Dragon Age Origins. Last we left off, we did a few miscellaneous quests here and there around Lothering. We also managed to persuade this merchant to be a little bit more reasonable with his prices. Here, you can see these are desperate times. People of Lothering are the impending doom of the Darkspawn Horde. We also went into the local chantry to find one of Arl Eamon's mates that
Tell me something,
is
Martin.
on a
Did you live there in
quest.
that forest your entire life?
I left it on occasion, but I always returned. Why? Is that so strange? It was my home.
But it was just you and your mother there. No one else.
Mother occasionally had company.
What? Company? Do I even want to ask?
No, you really don't.
Yeah, so I can tell that this bridge is a hotspot for encounters too. Anyway, I lost my train of thought. Anyways, we're back, and there seems to be a bit of, we have a bit more side quests before we continue on to the main story. Because again, Lothering is a temporary location. Once we leave here, we are out back. Huh. I just realized your gear is better than mine. Well, sweetheart, I want your gear. And you can have my old gear. May not seem fair, but I am the leader. The leader gets the best gear. So we are doing a few side quests. Infested with bears, find the orphan's mother. And I do believe I got Patter Gritch in Lothering, because again, he is a potential person that you can miss. Wolves. Oh no, I'm gonna die. Yeah, I'm pretty sure this is where I died. Oh, I didn't die. There we go. If we act like rogues, aka getting backstabs, we do more damage. Also, it says ban there. Do we not loot that guy? Because if not, See, that is 4 silver that I could have missed. I'm guessing the wolves aren't any wolf pelts, no? Okay. And here's the corpse of the poor boy. I do believe this is the same. This is implied to be the same woman who was telling her young son to run off, the one that we met across the bridge. So that is very unfortunate that his mother unfortunately did not make it. It did seem though that she was fully run down. Where are these? Alright, this is my chance to get a good backstab. Alright, now run over. I'm still on the difficulty, right? I just want to make sure. Yeah, I'm still on the hardest difficulty. Sorry, I'm not used to things. Oh, the bear problem. I think there's more bears. Are there? Leads us further down. Right, these two. That's it for the quest in Lothering. Did I collect elf fruit over here yet? Did I collect this elf fruit? I'm pretty sure I did, yep. Sorry folks, I just like to be very thorough when it comes to collecting resources. My apologies, I was not looking where I was going. You guys gonna start talking? Nope.
Blessed are the peacekeepers, champions of the just. And the stars stood still, the winds did quiet, and all animals of earth and air held their breath. All was silent in prayer and thanks.
Alright, and I do believe that took care of both of those quests, right? Yes, we have no more quests in Lothering, and if I check the Chantry board, no more quests. Yep. And this guy, the reason why he speaks so strangely is because he is a speaker. And, or, is he? No, he's a chanter, pretty much he chants religious from the words of, and that is it. He cannot speak normally, he cannot talk in normal sentences. Anything he says must come from the Maker's word. Otherwise, he's no longer. So that takes care of all the quests in Lothering. We helped out these poor people as best we can. We've collected everyone that we could for recruitment. Liliana, Sten, and of course our poor dog, Van Hral. I.
Moving on.
I don't like the look of this. Can I help you, gentlemen?
We done heard what was said. You're a warden. I don't know if you killed King Kalen, and make her forgive me, I don't care. But that bounty on your head could feed a lot of hungry bellies. Attack!
Time for more practice. And I'm off.
And executed.
Going. You should run while you can. And I'm off. Take that.
Alistair, you got your butt whooped by a bunch of peasants. Alistair, your health was so low, you got your butt whooped by a bunch of peasants. So when you level up, I'm going to make sure to upgrade your constitution, because you definitely need more health. I'm going to try to make you like a slight tank / damage dealer. So yeah, unfortunately that's what desperate... What's the word I'm trying to say? That's what desperate people resort to. They resort to attacking and trying their best to find any way or means of making coin so they can feed their families. And although I do feel for these people, they attacked us first and we are acting in self-defense. Is it desperate? Oh lord, I am an English major and I am failing so hard tonight. Desperation. That's the word, desperation. I cannot believe I could not think of desperation, guys. I am sucking so hard right now. Bonjour! That's not the one I wanted to stun. Oh,
Now we get our hands.
and they took out the damage dealer.
Poor bastard.
Mighty timely arrival there, my friend. I'm much obliged. The
You're
name's
welcome.
Bodon Feddick, merchant and entrepreneur. This here is my son, Sandal. Say hello, my boy.
Hello.
Road's been mighty dangerous these days. Mind if I ask what brings you out here? Perhaps we're going the same way.
It's a bit complicated, but you're welcome to come along.
Complicated? Somehow I imagine that only says a half of it. Thank you for the offer, but there may be more excitement on your path than is good for my boy and me. Allow me to bid you farewell and good fortune.
Goodbye.
Now then, let's get this mess cleaned up, shall we?
A blood mage. Sealed letter. Sealed letter. Maleficarum regrets. Oh yeah, Maleficarum is another word for a mage who has resorted to blood magic. And blood magic is the use of life force either from the spellcaster themselves or from another source, such as your companions. And the blood is what fuels the power of the spell rather than the raw lyrium. Blood magic is inherently dangerous and it is outlawed by the Chantry, and anyone who is caught practicing blood magic is usually executed by the Templars. Alright, Boden. I'm pretty sure our paths will cross again. Hello, Sandal. Aww. He's such a sweetheart. And off we go. Let's see. How close are we to leveling up? Me and Alistair are pretty close. That's good. Alright, and here we shall establish our first camp.
Bad dreams, huh?
It seems so real.
Well, it is real. Sort of. You see, part of being a Grey Warden is being able to hear the Darkspawn. That's what your dream was, hearing them. The Archdemon, it talks to the Horde, and we feel it just as they do. That's why we know this is really a blight.
The Archdemon. Is that the dragon?
I don't know if it's really a dragon, but it sure looks like one. But yes, that's the Archdemon. It takes a bit, but eventually you can block the dreams out. Some of the older Grey Wardens say they can understand the Archdemon a bit, but I sure can't. Anyhow, when I heard you thrashing around, I thought I should tell you. It was scary at first for me, too.
Any other surprises I should know about?
Other than dying young and the whole defeat the Blight alone thing, no. I'm all tapped out for surprises. Anyhow, you're up now, right? Let's pull up camp and get a move on.
Thanks, Alistair. That's real nice of you. And yeah, we're getting a lot of quests because those are from the DLCs that I have. So here is camp. This is where our companions will all be held at once. And if we go all the way over here, we see that Morgan has established her tent away from everyone else. That's a perfect example of her character. She likes to distance herself from everyone, which is really sad. Yeah, this whole entire space, this is our camp. Doesn't matter where we go, our camp will always look the same. So let's go ahead and talk to a few of our companions. Let's start with Puppy. Fenrel?
Oh, why, you little...
Are you harassing my dog?
Harassing your dog? I should say it's the other way round. Your furry friend here took offense at me getting near his food. He snapped at me, look.
Well, he is a war dog.
Sometimes I forget that he's a war dog. That'll teach me.
Oh, Fenrel. You are the trickster. What about you, Alistair? What do you got going on? Do you want to talk about Duncan?
You don't have to do that. I know you didn't know him as long as I did.
He was like a father to you. I understand.
I should have handled it better. Duncan warned me right from the beginning that this could happen. Any of us could die in battle. I shouldn't have lost it, not when so much is riding on us, not with the Blight and everything. I'm sorry.
There's no need to apologize.
I'd like to have a proper funeral for him. Maybe once this is all done, if we're still alive. I don't think he had any family to speak of.
He had you.
I suppose he did. It probably sounds stupid, but part of me wishes I was with him, in the battle. I feel like I abandoned him.
Well, I don't want to be mean. He saved your life by sending you to that tower.
Yes. I know. I think he came from High Ever, or so he said. Maybe I'll go up there sometime. See about putting up something in his honor. I don't know. The Dalish don't practice cremation, do they? How do your people honor your dead?
We bury them and plant a tree over their remains.
That sounds quite beautiful. Life springing from death. Thank you. Really, I mean it. It was good to talk about it, at least a little.
Anytime, Alistair. I do really love Alistair, and again, he is such a sweet guy. He has a big heart, and he is a giant goofball. And Duncan really was like a father to him, or at least someone he looked up to. And it really is a tragedy that he never got a chance to say goodbye. Now, Liliana.
Yes.
I'd like to talk.
Here I am.
This vision of yours.
I knew this would come up sooner or later. I don't know how to explain, but I had a dream. In it, there was an impenetrable darkness. It was so dense, so real. And there was a noise, a terrible, ungodly noise. I stood on a peak and watched as the darkness consumed everything. And when the storm swallowed the last of the sun's light, I fell, and the darkness drew me in.
You dreamed of the Blight?
I suppose I did. That was what the darkness was, no? When I woke, I went to the Chantry's gardens, as I always do. But that day, the rose bush in the corner had flowered. Everyone knew that bush was dead. It was grey and twisted and gnarled, the ugliest thing you ever saw. But there it was, a single beautiful rose. It was as though the Maker stretched out his hand to say, even in the midst of this darkness, there is hope and beauty. Have faith.
And this made you want to help me?
In my dream, I fell. Or maybe I jumped. I'd do anything to stop the Blight. I know that we can do it. There are so many good things in the Maker's world. How can I sit by while the Blight devours everything?
I suppose I can sit by either.
That is why you're a Grey Warden. Come, there's a Blight to stop.
That's one thing that I actually do respect about Liliana. She has such a strong faith in the Maker, and although I do not find myself to be the religious sort, I don't have really a strong opinion over religion. I am not a practicer of the Christian or any faith. However, I do not, look down upon people who do practice. I believe religion is a strong influencer in people's lives, and I do believe that it gives people a purpose or a sense of morality, which is fine. And in this case with Liliana, her strong faith led her to help people instead of just sitting by as a cloister sister, which is essentially, I guess, the equivalent of a Catholic nun. Which, don't get me wrong, they still do things to help out people as well, but for her, she's taking initiative. She's going out. She's putting herself in order to, and I do have to respect her for that. And I believe that she and Alistair both come from similar backgrounds. They were both brought up, at least somewhat, in the Chantry. Alistair with his Templar training, and Liliana with her cloister sisters. Now let's move on to someone a bit more foreign. Sten.
Why are we stopping?
Because we're in camp. We're working together. I think I should get to know you.
There are darkspawn to be fought. Is this delay needful?
Are you alright? You were in the cage for weeks.
You are concerned. No need. I am fit enough to fight.
I've never seen a Kunari before. Tell me about your
No.
people. Please?
People are not simple. They cannot be summarized for easy reference in the manner of, the elves are a lithe, pointy-eared people who excel at poverty.
Okay. You said you were in the army.
I am.
What made you decide to become a soldier?
Decide. I am a Sten of the Beresad. I did not choose to be who I am any more than you did.
Why would the Kunari send soldiers
The
here?
Antam are the eyes, hands, and mouth of the Kunari. We are how my people know the world.
You didn't really answer my question.
No, I didn't.
Are you always this stubborn?
There is no point to this. We are keeping the Darkspawn waiting.
What's
What a
your hurry?
strange language you speak. You say hurry, where I would say duty.
It's not your duty to handle the blight, though.
No, it is yours, and you are chatting with me instead.
We should get
As you
moving.
wish.
Yeah, it's kind of hard to raise Sten's approval without the use of gifts. Which, speaking of which, I do have a sort of gifts that I can give. Let's see. So we got alcohol, a small carved statue, which I believe this will go to... Yeah, this is going to go to Alistair. A gold rope necklace, which... most of the jewelry tends to go to Morgan. Believe it or not, she actually does like jewelry. But there is another companion that I know of that also enjoys fine items. The bronze symbol of Andraste. Now, I wonder which of her characters with a strong faith could want with this. The wine can go to two different people. The L is definitely for one specific companion. I don't like to give gifts until I know it's absolutely necessary. Alright, so we spoke to Sten. I don't know why I keep calling him Sven. He's not Legion. Alistair, Liliana. I'd like to go do my usual routes with the companions. Hello, Morgan.
What do you wish of me?
I'd like to ask
If
you
you
something.
must.
Did you grow up in the Kakari Wilds?
Why do you ask me such... I do not probe you for pointless information, do I?
It's my favorite way of annoying you. No. You could if you wanted to.
Oh, what luck. What is it you asked? If I grew up in the wilds? A curious question. Where else would you picture me? For many, Earth and I, the wilds and its creatures were more real to me than Flemeth's tales of the world of man. In time, I grew curious. I left the wild, or what lay beyond, never for long. Brief forays into a civilized wilderness.
And... but you kept going back...
Would you not do the same? Your world is an unforgiving and cold. The wilds I home to me, and I a natural denizen. For all that I had been taught, however, the truth of the civilized lands proved to be overwhelming. I was so much, so confident and bold was I, yet there was much that Flemeth could never have prepared me for.
Very daring. That sounds like you.
And foolhardy, perhaps. Only once was I accused of being a witch of the wilds, and that by a chastened who happened to be traveling with a merchant caravan. He pointed and gasped, and began shouting in his strange language, and most assumed he was casting some curse upon me. I acted the terrified girl, and naturally, he was arrested.
I'm supposed to be surprised you're a good liar? Nah, that might piss her off. That was quick thinking.
Men are always willing to believe two things about a woman. One, that she is weak, and two, that she finds him attractive. I played the weakling and battered my eyelashes at the captain of the guard. Child's play. The point being that I was able to move through human lands fairly easily. Whatever humans think a witch of the wild looks like, 'tis not I. Not that I did not have trouble. There are things about human society which have always puzzled me, such as the touching. Why all the touching for a simple greeting?
I have no idea. I'm not human. But handshakes. I think Lyna would be familiar with it because I think her clan would. I have no idea. I'm not human.
Do not speak to me of trivialities. Your culture is not so entirely different. There were many nuances that Flemeth could never tell me of. When to look into another's eyes. How to eat at a table. How to bargain without offending. None of these things I knew. I still do not understand it all, truth be told, but then I gave up long ago any hope of doing so. When I returned to the wilds last, I swore to Flemeth that I had no intention of leaving again.
Well, I'm glad it worked out this way, at least.
Yes? Let's ignore the entire Darkspawn threat and the presence of a simpleton as your only other Grey Warden ally, then. Not that I lack appreciation for the intended. Thank you. Let's get on with ground opens up and swallows it.
I'm sorry, Morgan. More to admit. So yeah, Morgan's a social issue. She doesn't know how to interact with others, and I believe that us trying to pry into her life does come off as a bit of unease to her, because she's probably trying to figure out what our endgame is. When in reality, Lyna just wants a better understanding of the people she travels with. For all intents and purposes, these people are her new clan. And when you're a part of a clan, you have to be able to trust one another. And sure, you know, the common goal of defeating the Darkspawn can be as simple as working together like that, but it doesn't hurt to share one another's, you know, stories.
Once again, I saw your camp and remember the kind offer that you made the last. Is there anywhere safer for any son? I thought to offer a fine discount for the inconvenient presents. How does that good?
You're free to say. Just mind yourselves.
Wonderful. Thank the kind, won't you, boy?
Thank you, kind lady.
We won't be a bother to you and your companions, I assure you. If you should need enchantments, simply talk to my boy. Otherwise, come speak with me.
Well, Bodok?
You and your friends are formidable.
Bodam?
It's good to have a road. sure you'll be the boy and I...
Yes, I cannot forget my discount. So he does sell some pretty high tier level stuff. Unfortunately, I will not be able to acquire some of it because that's actually preferred weapon. Sorry, Alistair, I'm getting rid of your Templar shields. I do need to keep some of this stuff for Sten. He needs... Also, I did my research just so. You can see that some items do duplicate or pick. So these are, and some of them are good, well, these that Indians will absolutely love. Oh, it actually becomes a very... Oh yeah, these are also the bad... These are all the bad gifts also. They're the gifts and then they're pranks. Genealogy of kings would be out. Oh, I can't spoil. I can't spoil. These will all make sense later on as we go. Do these actually... These actually do take up inventory. Probably should just... I'll keep them for now. It doesn't hurt. Unfortunately, can't get... Oh, I can get the boot. Because I want to give Sten or Alistair this. Unfortunately, do you have item? Unfortunately, it does not. Oh well. Alright. Sten, equip you. He has nothing. I do want to, but it's a bit overpowered. And Sand.
Anything I can do for you, please, please. Of course. Good fortune to you and you.
Goodbye. Hello.
Sandal.
The rather apartments. One of the is actually called. What was it? Almost weapon or piece of armor, material than others. It's a problem of the muscles of my adept at it. You have it.
He's, let's see, electric damage. Enchantments give you glees, and Oathkeeper, a good for a certain. Leave out left.
You know, we've known each other, but I can't want to whipping him. More is at that. I carried on.
What promise did Duncan make to you?
My family, well, past a bit checkered. Nobles look. My great-great-grandmother, so last warden come in back when the war orders. So King took
What happened next?
King Ireland roads worse, and the enemy we know. You know she old grey warden Baker's Peak. It won't restore and or our titles, but it'll restore our honour. No rag, and I found the way back to Duncan. And I saved the old base and my family through the tunnels at the peak. But the place, what, haunted.
How will reclaiming the wardens?
Soldiers and symbolic importance. Also lost warden history, you old relics. No one knows what's up there now.
Soldiers.
1,000 new warden. Look on your map through the.
Right, so this side a lot too. They're just gonna. Well, do again. A company. We have the and outskirts to try to look for the elves. We could go Callanhead. There we go. The Frostback Mountains. Or we could go to the Cliff Village, Jesting. Go there first. I usually like to go there one support. Or the quick in order to go with the mages first. We may get ambushed.
Truly it the mine.
Right, I've two magi with there. What could have been circle.
Mage outlet. May have an aversion.
And I think one's silly just for ours, but it'll just be a guess. Let's see. Landmark means Fenral can.
Mighty great have with.
I'm here on behalf of the Black.
This about. But I have eaten this out for you, man. Let's teach them about trust.
How about this?
Again, it's side quest face. Mind me, I'm just a mage on.
Exactly who I would. And a collective of mages interested in going about without the constant scrutiny of the Chantry.
Tell me more.
Of maybe one live me. Every major you will pick you containing mages all land. Assistance of skillful.
What?
For work.
As we keepers, they work hard side of mage, out of Chantry control. If an elven mage was to be found, either attack and attempt to the and it plays into the whole mage. I mean, I'm just gonna take all the side quests that I can get, and we'll do them as it goes on. This kind of ties again to the whole if they or some mages who just want to live their life to because of danger, and or live want to lives the struggle again her keeper and aka Mary, but on a life that anyone should want, and even which a little bit she can understand that not all benefit is flawed in its.
You may.
Excuse me.
I know. Mouth off. Just to you trust up.
Huh.
Well, there should some mighty dear acquaintance, miss.
Well met. Do you know how I can get to the tower?
Don't hold your breath. No one's been allowed across the lake for days. I'm the ferryman. Leastwise, I used to be. Poor old Kester. Out of a job.
Why?
I haven't got a clue. They wouldn't tell me. Gregor just came down and said, "Don't you worry, Kester. We got it all under control, we do." Say nothing else. And then he puts Carol in charge of my boat. Lissy. Named for my grandmum, she was.
Who's Gregor?
He's Knight Commander of the Templars up in the tower. Good man.
You have no clue why people from going across.
If I guess it had to do with magic, has always got something to do with magic.
But I have to get there. I'm on official business.
Don't look at me. I told you I'm not the ferryman no more. Gregor's told me to stay here till it blows over, but I'm telling you, some storms don't blow over easy.
Well, thank you for your help.
You're too kind. Your type don't usually give my type the time of day.
Alright, I can kind of see where he's coming from. At least he acknowledges that he popped off at the mouth and that he doesn't necessarily mean... He's old and set in his ways. He's probably taught that elves are second-class citizens and that for me to be dressed up, literally head to toe in full leathers with weapons strewn about, it's probably an unusual sight for him. So I can kind of see where he's coming from, and at least he acknowledged that he was in the wrong and he shouldn't have said what he said, and he apologized. Lyna can forgive certain humans for their ways, at least. Hey, Carol. I kind of gotta get across.
You're not looking to get across to the tower, are you? Because I have strict orders not to let anyone pass.
I am a Grey Warden, and I seek the assistance of the mages.
Oh, you're a Grey Warden, are you? Prove it.
Prove it?
Kill some darkspawn. Come on, let's see some righteous Grey Wardening.
Grey Wardening isn't something you do, it's what you are.
Ugh, semantics. Anyway, it was nice chatting with you. Now, on your way, right now, go.
Can't we work something out?
That dark-eyed temptress over there. Surely the tower would be far too dull for her. Because it gets a little lonely out here sometimes. And, you know, you could just leave her with me.
Oh, excellent. I have been hoping for new prey.
Prey?
'Twill take but a moment. Perhaps you should go aboard the vessel to prepare while we are away. We must row ourselves across. Eyes of his limbs, or his eyes, once I am done with him.
Oh, maybe I should,
Wonderful. I can sense his terror. Oh, that will make the loving all the sweeter.
So you said you wanted to get across. Maybe we should go now, right now, now.
Yo.
I suppose.
I absolutely love that moment. And if you have Stan along with you, he'll actually bribe the Carol with cookies.
And I want
It's moments like that I just
within
enjoy.
sight of the doors at all times. Do not open the doors without my express consent. Is that clear?
Yes, sir.
The bard on people out or in?
Now we wait and pray.
You're Gregor, I
Who
assume.
are you? I explicitly told Carol not to bring anyone across the lake. We're dealing with a very delicate situation. You must leave for your own safety.
No, the mages have an obligation to the Grey
I
Wardens.
am weary of the Grey Warden's ceaseless need for men to fight the Darkspawn, but it is their right. You'll find no allies here. The Templars can spare no men, and the mages are indisposed. I shall speak plainly. The tower is no longer under our control. Abominations and demons stalk the tower's halls. The circle is lost. The tower has fallen.
What are abominations?
Creatures of the Fade can use mages to enter our world. A mage in such a spirit's clutches is changed, his flesh twisted, his mind shattered.
How did this happen?
We don't know. We saw only demons, hunting Templars and mages alike. I realized we could not defeat them and told my men to flee.
What can I do to help?
I have sent word to Denerim, calling for reinforcements and the Right of Annulment.
The Right of Annulment?
The Right of Annulment gives Templars the authority to neutralize the Mage Circle. Completely.
The mages are probably already dead. Any abominations remaining in there must be dealt with, no matter what.
This situation is dire. There is no alternative. Everything in the tower must be destroyed so it can be made safe again.
The mages are not defenseless. Some must still be alive.
If any are still alive, the Maker himself has shielded them. No one could have survived those monstrous creatures. It is too painful to hope for survivors and find nothing.
If you're so sure, why wait for the Right of
Only
Annulment?
the Grand Cleric in Denerim can authorize the annulment of the Circle, and we must wait for reinforcements. If we enter the tower now, we will be massacred. I cannot order my men to their deaths. While the door holds, we wait. Denerim must have received our message. It cannot be much longer.
If I help you deal with the Circle, will you lead?
If, by some miracle, you destroy the abominations, yes. The Templars will join your army. Without word from Denerim, I must determine our course. Surely destroying Darkspawn is a...
We have an agreement, then.
A word of caution. Once you cross the threshold, there is no turning back. The great doors must remain barred. I will open them for no one until I have proof it is safe. I will only believe it is over if the First-Enchanter stands before me and tells me it is so. If Irving has fallen, then the Circle is lost and must be destroyed. May Andraste lend you her courage. You decide.
Alright, and I do believe that's all the time I have for this evening. Because the next set of... this part will take a while, because there is a part that I'm going to be dreading. So thank you for joining me this evening with Dragon Age Inquisition. I have been Xfox1. You have all been amazing. And have an awesome night.